So I'm starting from the first chapter, like we have done dataset, right? So SAS is defined in two things. One is dataset and another is proc step, right? So dataset is basically a combination of variables and their values. So these values are also known as data values or observations. So the dataset contains and organizes data values in the form of rows and columns within a table. In the SAS terminology, the rows are called observations and the columns are called SAS variables, right? So we can also define SAS dataset as a SAS file that stores in the SAS library. So the SAS file is created and stored by SAS. So basically, in layman language, if we'll say, what is dataset? And normally, what we call dataset?
Combination of rows and columns or observations and variables in two dimensions.
Yeah, so basically it's a one type of table we can say, which is a combination of rows and columns. And here rows and columns in SAS terminology will say row as a observation and columns is a variables, right? So this is a whole data set. We can say it is just like a table, isn't it? So whatever the output you'll get in dataset, that is in the form of table, or we can call it dataset as a file, right? So in SAS, we call dataset and normally we call it file. So after creating this dataset, if we'll save this, this will be a SAS file, which is stored in the SAS library, or if you can save it into your permanent library, or you can save it into your work library. So if you have closed your session, then it is going to be deleted. Otherwise, if you have saved this file in the SAS library, then your data set will be created and that will be saved in your library, right? So which type of library we have in SAS?
Permanent libraries, SAS help, SAS user.
Yeah. Yes. So we have a work library and permanent library. In work library, whenever we are creating the file, that will be going to save into to the work library. But we have some permanent library, like we have SAS help library, which is created by the SAS, and we have lots of data set for our practice. So that is available in the SAS help library. And we have user defined library also, which we are going to create the library for our purpose, isn't it, Raman?
Yes.
So this whole is called dataset. Now we'll see one by one. In SAS dataset, we have two portions. One is descriptive portion and another is data portion. So in descriptive portion, what we'll see, if we'll use proc contents, we'll get the data in this format, like we'll get dataset name, member types, observations, how many observations are there, how many variables are there. So it will show you the whole thing about the data set, right? And another portion is called data portion, which will show you the exact output, whatever you'll get after giving the codes. So these are the output, and we can say this is the data set, which will get after the running the code, isn't it?
Yes.
And this will contain with the observations and variables. So these are the what are the variable here and what are the observations here?
Roll number, name, class, height are the variables.
Yes. These are the
variables.
And what are the observations?
101, Subhash, 12, 155. These are the observations.
Yeah, so these values are called observations.
Observations.
Okay. Now we'll see rules for dataset name. So what are the rules for giving the dataset name? So it should be 1 to 30 characters long. It must begin with the letter A to Z, either uppercase or lowercase, or an underscore. It can continue with any combination of numbers, letters, or underscores. So these are the example of valid data set names like payroll, lab data 1995 to 1997. If I'm giving here 1995 to 1997 lab data, so is it valid data set name?
Yes.
I'm telling about ki 1995 to 1997, and
No, no,
after
no.
that I have given lab data
No, no, no.
No, no.
because
It should start with a
Invalid.
character value.
it can't start with the number.
Yes.
Right? So after giving A to Z letters, if you have started the letter, then you can give 1995 and to 1997. So these are the rules, and the same rule will apply in variable names while you are declaring the variable name of your data set in your data set. Okay. And while you are creating a data set, what is the keyword for declaring a variable?
Sorry, what's the keyword for declaring a value?
Suppose if we are going to create a data
Power
set,
off.
right? And we have given data. Suppose I have given my data set name
Yes,
first,
they.
my first program. So data is the keyword for declaring the data set name, my first
Yes.
program, right?
Hmm.
So what is
Yes.
the keyword for declaring
Input.
the variable name in my data set?
Input.
Input.
My
Input.
first program.
Input.
Input, exactly. So input is the keyword for declaring a data set. And what will be the keyword for declaring the values to these variables?
Data lines and cards.
Yes, good. I think you have just,
Yeah.
done very well. Good. So it's a very little thing, but it's about the presence of mind that you
Yes.
remember these things.
Yeah, yeah.
Good. So now rows are called observations in SAS. So it is a collection of data values that usually relate to a single object in SAS dataset. So the value Jones M48 1. So these are the values in this dataset, and these are the variables. So all these columns are called variables, and all the values which is
Yes.
as a record, that are called observations. Now if we have some missing number, so if you'll see any dot, that means here missing number
Null
is
value.
integer, and if you'll
Yes.
see any blank place, that means it indicates
Character.
so there is character.
Character value.
Right, so these are the whole thing about the data set, right? So we have done how to create a data set, what are the things in the data set, what are the keywords in our data set, like we can declare the data set name with data, we can declare the variable name with input command, we can declare the values to the variable with data lines or cards. So these are the whole thing about the data set. Now we'll see moving ahead to chapter 2. So now we have in SAS two things. The whole data is based on either character or integer, right? So in character we have strings. So strings are what? Strings in SAS programming are the values that are enclosed within a pair of single quotes. So string variables are declared by placing a $sign at the end of the declaration of a variable. If you have any string, then you have to declare it that This is a string. So how we'll declare? By giving $sign, so that SAS could understand that this is a character variable. So we can declare the string variable and its value as shown in the example below. So we can declare, here we didn't declare, but in this example we can declare. So in this example, you can see data string examples. I have taken these variables, string 1, string 2, string 3, string 4, string 5. So while I'm declaring this with length command, string 1 is $, string 2 $. So that means it is a character variable. And then we have given the value to these strings directly. Either you can give the value with the input command. In an input, you can declare the variable, and then in data lines, you can give the values to these variables. Or you can directly give here string 1, string 2, and the values simultaneously you can give. So this is the way how to declare a string. So after that, we have some string functions, like just like a mathematical function we have. In the same manner, we have some character functions also. So we have compress command. What compress will do? What is the use of compress?
Remove the
all the
space.
space.
Remove
Spaces.
yeah, remove the spaces, extra spaces, right? Or it can remove the anything which is declared by the modifier, right? So it is not only removing the spaces, it will remove anything. Like you can remove any alphabet which is declared, any integer value, any symbol you can declare which is declared by using modifier. So what are the modifier we have? Generally in compress we have used
compress.
in compress we have used some modifier. So you remember any of those? We have a full list.
AS.
Yes.
Yeah, like GLK.
And if I want to keep only integer, so what are the modifier for keeping the
like AK,
yes,
AK.
yes, yes. So for keeping the integer, we'll use KD. Okay, so it's not necessary that you'll have to remember always, but just make it in the mind. So these are the whole list. A, remove all upper and lowercase character from the string. K, keep only alphabets from the string. So basically, compress is used for removing the item, and by default it removes spaces, right? So if you are using remove, if you are using compress, then it will if you didn't specify any modifier, so it will automatically remove the space, because by default it removes spaces. But if you have given these any of these, so it will remove that particular item.
Only the particular thing. Yes.
So these are the things we can do with the compress. What others? If I don't want to remove all the spaces, I want to keep one space, and others, whatever the extra spaces, only those spaces will be deleted. So what are the command for deleting those? In compress we have learned. There is one more command. Yes, combel. Yes, exactly. So combel will remove the extra spaces with one space. So it will not remove the whole space. It will take keep only one space and remove the extra spaces. So by using the combil function, we can remove others. This is a combil function. So suppose if we have a, d, x, y, z, so it will give you the exact means it will keep the one space there if you have 2, 3, 4, 5 words. So in all the words it will keep one space, and other spaces it will delete, right? Okay.
Yes.
Now we have scan function. So what scan function will do? What is the use of scan function?
It will scan the particular character, whatever you specify.
So suppose in this example, I have given here scan, I am a SAS programming expert and one. So what will be the output? I, yes, because it will fetch the, if I have given at the place of 4, so what will be the
SAS.
Yes, SAS. So it will fetch the particular place word. So it will not fetch the exact indexing number text or letter. It will fetch the whole word, whatever you have specified. So this is the scan function. Now we have, suppose we want to fetch the data from the last. So what we need to give? So if I have, yeah, or either we'll use minus or we can use B modifier. And if we are giving B modifier, then you'll have to declare the delimiter. So yeah, in this example, we have space is a delimiter. So you'll have to declare that I'm going to fetch the data from the last, but the space is the delimiter, so that it could understand that this is not a word, this is a delimiter. Done? Any doubt till here?
Yes. No.
No doubt.
Okay. Now we have substr. So substr, what is the use of substr?
Substring.
Yeah. Basically, substr we commonly pronounce substring. So, and the function name will also use substrn. So it will fetch the, sorry.
It works with specific position or.
Yes. So it will fetch the data. If you have given like here, string 1 and 4. So it will fetch the data from the first index number, and 4 is the total number of elements, not first to fourth. It will fetch the total number of elements. So here, if I have given here A, B, C, D, E, F, G in this string 1, and if I'm giving here string 1 first to 4, so it will fetch the item first to fourth, means a total number of 4 elements. So A, B, C, D will be the output, right? Now we have cat function. So what is the use of cat function? What is the name we pronounced for cat? What is the use of cat function?
It will remove all this. It will join two variables.
Yes.
Return the values.
Yes. So basically, its work is joining two variables, right? And we have 3 types of cat. One is cat, another is catus, and third one is catex.
Catex.
Yeah. So cat will join the variable, or we can say the string, with space. in between
Hmm.
two variables.
Yes.
Cat S will join the two variables with
Without
no
space.
without space, and Catex will join the
Delimiters.
two item with custom delimiter. So you can give any of the delimiter within two
Hmm.
or within two variables like this. So Rama, is it clear?
Yeah, clear.
Good. So concatenation is done. After concatenation, we have okay. What is trailing space and what is leading space? Remember?
Spaces are the spaces which are before first name, before any
Mm-hmm.
variable, and leading space after any variable name or value name.
Mm-hmm. Just opposite.
Yes.
So trailing spaces are those spaces which are after the word, and leading spaces are the spaces which are before the word. Suppose if you have in a variable stored Sahil, and before Sahil you have 2 3 spaces, and after Sahil
Hmm.
you have 2 3 spaces. So if you are going to trail the spaces, so it will trail the last spaces after Sahil.
Hmm.
It will not remove the leading spaces which is just before the
Yes.
Sahil, right? So trim function is used for trailing the spaces which is after
Hmm.
Sahil, right? And we have another command which will remove the leading spaces. So for leading spaces, we have a leading space that is located before the first character in a text entry field, and trailing spaces is a space that is located after the final character in a text entry field. So strip command is used to remove the leading spaces.
Hmm.
And so what is the which function will remove the leading space and which function will remove the trailing space?
Strip for leading space and trim for
Trim
trailing
will
space.
only remove the trailing spaces, and strip
Yes.
will remove both. So it will remove trailing and leading both.
Okay.
So if
Okay.
yeah, if we have the spaces, we'll use strip function, right? So all the functions we have done,
Hmm.
uh, all the character functions we have done. Now we have
Format.
format. So a format is an instruction that SAS uses to write data values. So format is used to control the written appearance of data values, or in some cases to group data values together for analysis. SAS software offers a variety of character, numeric, and date and time formats. Formats can be created and stored, can permanently assign a format to a variable in a SAS dataset, or can temporarily specify a format in a proc script to determine the way the data values appear in the output. So basically format is what? How, how we want to see our output, isn't it? Format is that thing, na? So we have these formats like $8.2, this is the format. If we have date, so date 9 dot, that is format. If we have comma 10 dot, that is also format. So if we are giving any format with input command, so for understand the SAS the data, so that is in format. And if we are giving format command for seeing the output, for taking the output from the SAS, so that will be the format. So understood the difference between format and in format? What is in format? Raman?
In format, it used to read or input data from external files.
No, basically not external. In format is used to giving your data to the SAS. So how to SAS will going to read? Suppose in data lines, if you have given 10 comma 288, right?
Okay,
So
how to read
if you,
the variables?
yeah. So how SAS will understand? So if you didn't specify the comma, SAS is not going to understand. It will understood that this is the character variable. So it will not going to understand this is a
Yes.
numerical variable. So that's why we used to give, when we are giving anything in data lines, we used to give in format. So that SAS could understand that this is a comma separated file. And if we want to convert that comma separated file to dollar, so for that we need to give format. So I need to convert that data lines date value into dollar. So then it will going to convert your data into dollar and give you the output in dollar with dollar sign.
Yes.
So clear? Format in format.
Yes, clear.
So that's we did. Good. So till here we have done. Now I'm going to start another chapter. I'm resuming. So after the character functions, we have date and time functions, right? So why we need date and time function? What is the use of date and time function? We and what is the date and time function? Can you give me any example why we need that it should be there's something that could calculate the date and give you the output so that we can easily calculate the days and all. Both of you give me one example.
Suppose in footnote we want date and time, then we must need date and time functions.
Suppose we
need in footnote.
Yeah.
We need date and time. So that's why.
No, but date and time function will return you the difference, na? So INTCK is what? It will count the total number of years or months between two dates. ITNX will also return you the difference, or it will return the next date after the 2 months.
Just like in hospitals.
So for calculating the
date of appointment. Yes,
exactly. Or for calculating the some people's total tenure in the office, for calculating the age, for maybe some people has started running from this place to another place. So how much duration he has taken for reaching that space, that place. So this date and time function will work very hugely in the SAS dataset. So if you are working on the data, that will be very useful. So we have two functions. INTCK is used to count the total number of years or months between dates. Like weekday, it is used to display the weekday on a particular date. Today, it returns the current date in SAS date format. Time, it returns the current time in SAS time format, right?
That's time.
So This is the file, like if we have two dates, like 26th November 2020 and 18th July 2015. And within these two dates, if you are going to calculate the year difference, so how many years it will give you the difference? So 5 years of difference it will give you. If you are going to calculate in a month, so a 5 multiplied by 12 and it will give you 60 months, or maybe some less, because it's a 26th November and 18th July. So 4 months minus, you can deduct the 4 months. So in this way, you can calculate the date and time with these functions. So INTCK is for calculating the date of difference, and ITNX is the another function which will calculate the what? It will give you the follow-up date, isn't it? Remember,
Follow.
suppose
What?
INTNX.
Yeah, next.
You don't remember that day?
INTC.
Wait, I'll show you. Yeah. So in this example, you can see here I have taken one date, 1st March 2000 D, so 1st Jan 2017 D. If I'll use INTCK, number of years is the new variable, and here I'm going to calculate in a year. So it will give you the difference in a year. So date 1 and date 2 I have taken, and format date 1, date 2, date 9 dot. If I'll run this program, what will be the output?
Date 1 is 01 March 2000 and date 2 2017 Jan 1. No.
Here two dates are there.
It gives number of years.
Number of years.
Okay.
I'm going to calculate the difference, total year of difference in within two dates.
Yeah.
So what will be the output?
It gives
17.
Sorry, 7? It's
17.
2007. Yes. So it will return you 2000 or to 17 years of difference.
Yes.
Can you see here?
Number of is 17 years.
Yeah, 17 years. In this example, I have 1st March 2000 and 1st January 2002. So how many of the difference in a month? So if I'm going to calculate in a month, so how much difference in a month? So 2 years, but
18
months,
24,
right?
18, yeah.
It has started from March and till January it is showing you.
Yeah.
So how many difference? No, not 18. It has started from the 1st March till 1st January 2002. And in within two, I think it's a 22. Yes, 22. Because it has started from the March and till 1st January it is giving you, no?
22, yes.
Sahil?
Yes, 22.
And the same manner we have semi-year. So if you a semi-year is considered as a 6 months. So if you have 2017, that means 17 years. So semi-year will be 6 months. So how many
Yes,
Four.